This is the 2012 Toyota Prius V. Now this is the largest member of the Prius family in America, and it's actually a full 50% larger inside than the regular Prius liftback. And that's why we're starting out here in the trunk. As you can see, I have my roller bag here. We'll get out so you can see it. This is the largest roller bag that'll fit on a domestic flight. As you can see, it fits very easily in the trunk here, and the cargo room in the back of the Prius V is extremely good. It's actually better than the Ford Escape Hybrid, and that's thanks to the large cargo area, but also a rear seat that not only folds flat, but also moves forward in the vehicle to improve that storage space, even when someone's sitting in the rear seat. So as you can see, even though there's quite a bit of room behind me for that roller bag, I'm actually quite comfortable here in the back seat. And the driver's seat's adjusted for me at 6 feet tall, and I still have probably 4 or 5 inches of legroom left here in the back. To improve cargo room further, I can actually move the seat forward as well, reducing my legroom, but really improving the cargo space in the rear. I can also recline the rear seat, which is kind of nice, although the reclining mechanism does hit me in a strange spot in the back. Under the hood of the V, we get essentially the same powertrain as the regular Prius. It's the 98 horsepower, 1.8 liter Atkinson cycle 4-cylinder engine mated with Toyota's hybrid synergy drive, which allows a total of 132 horsepower under the right conditions. You can see this is the engine here, and this is the DC to DC converter for the hybrid synergy drive. And the hybrid synergy drive itself is sort of down there under all of that cabling and mass under there. If you'd like to know more about how hybrid synergy drive works, just sort of skip to the end of the video. We won't bore everyone else here about the technical details of the system, and you can always check out the video of the Prius C, which should have been published right before this video, for more details on the system, as well as the smallest member of the Prius family. Inside the V, we essentially get a reworked version of the Prius interior. So everything is exactly where you'd expect it to be, from this center-mounted gauge cluster, which I think is a little strange, but some people like it, and it's definitely a Prius hallmark, to this nicely textured hard plastic dash. And what's nice on the Prius V versus the regular Prius is we get these soft touch panels here on the dash and the glove compartment here on the passenger side, which really improve the look and feel of the interior. We of course get the standard Prius steering wheel with its sort of oval look and flat bottom, radio and climate controls over here on the steering wheel, which is kind of nice. We have Bluetooth controls and voice recognition for the nav system over here on the left. And if you so desire, you can get radar cruise control both in the V and the Prius liftback, and those controls would be over here on the right of the steering wheel. Over here in the center console, we get our usual buttons: EV mode, which helps the car stay in electric only mode for crawling up driveways at night or sneaking upon unsuspecting pedestrians. We have our eco mode here, which helps fuel economy by reducing the climate control effect, as well as reducing the throttle effect a little bit as well. If you press the throttle all the way down, however, you still get full power. We have our power mode, which again remaps the throttle to give it slightly sportier feeling. Not really sure if that actually helps or not. You can turn those both off and get regular mode as well. The center cubby here is quite deep. You can fit fairly large items in it. So as I was saying, the Prius V has a center mount instrument cluster much like the other Prius models. However, the display is actually unique to the Prius V. Over here we have a tricolor charge and power indicator with EV mode light. We have our speedometer, our gear selector display, our fuel level, and the battery charge, as well as a trip computer. Now the display isn't as interactive as the regular Prius. Now it's not quite as nice looking as the Prius C, but it is fully functional, and it is a color display, so it is a little bit more entertaining than the regular Prius liftback. Now the Prius V is available in 3 different packages: the Prius V 2, 3, and 5. Why there's no 1 and 4, I really can't answer. But here in the center console, all models get a single zone climate control as well as Bluetooth phone integration. All models also have a touchscreen radio system. The 3 adds a nav system with Entune apps, and the 5 adds leather and a few other trim goodies inside, but really very little on the electronics side. So as you can see here, if we have our smartphone connected, and I have an iPhone 4 plugged in, we can access our data services such as Bing, Pandora, weather, stocks, sports, and most importantly, fuel prices and traffic information, which are quite handy. Over here on the app screen, this is how you access the navigation. You can see maps. It does display live traffic information. The map data is already built into the system, so you don't need a smartphone for that, but you do need a smartphone if you want to get data services such as traffic information on the system. We get our typical audio interface with decent iPhone integration and iPod integration. We have our phone interface over here, which is very well featured, and we have full voice control over most of the aspects of the system except for iPod browsing, so you still can't command specific songs or playlists or artists like you can with Sync in this system. Over here on the car tab, We get our typical energy monitor, which shows the status of the hybrid system. We also get trip information, which shows our fuel economy over the past 15 minutes. As you can see, we've been averaging a solid 44 miles per gallon over our time with the car, 450 miles so far. And long commutes, mine specifically in the morning, 53 miles, I easily average 50 miles per gallon if I'm gentle on the throttle and keep it under 65. The one downside to this system, as you can see here in the video, is the screen's not terribly bright, and that's not really the camera, as you can see. That's actually the screen. It's angled slightly on the dash, and it actually catches the glare from the outside very easily, so it makes it difficult to read in strong light. Now, the Prius V is essentially just the Prius station wagon, although Toyota doesn't really like us to call it that. They just prefer to think of it as a versatile Prius. And really, it sort of is a mixture of both. Because it's really a station wagon, it's actually quite long. You can actually fit an 11-foot area rug or 11-foot lumber from the back of the tailgate slightly diagonally in the car to the footwell or to the dashboard of the car. And that's really a great achievement. The Prius really can't put anything that long in it. And the other hybrids, like the Toyota Camry Hybrid, has such a small trunk pass-through that you really can't put large items in it either. Now, out on the road, there's just no escaping that the Prius V weighs more than the regular Prius, and as such, it doesn't really handle as well. It definitely doesn't handle as well as the Prius C. However, it's not really that bad. It is a little bit slow, though, with only 132 horsepower under the hood. You know, freeway accelerations take a small eternity. However, the payback is that 45 miles per gallon. As with all of Toyota's hybrids, the Prius V is able to run electric only up to about 42 miles per hour, but that's really only if you treat the pedal very gently. And in a strange twist, actually, when you think about this logically, it doesn't actually help you that much, because the only way to charge the battery again is with the engine. So even if you're driving for that 2 miles electric only, you're going to take the fuel economy hit somewhere else, because at some point it's going to have to turn on the engine to charge the battery back up.